All the women in the village, claiming to bear the prince's child, came to the palace from a mystical African village. In this village, there lived a great king named Ad. King Ad ruled his kingdom with wisdom, and the people held great respect for him. King Ad had a son named Jade, the apple of his eye and the heir to the throne. Prince Jade, despite his royal lineage, was a handsome, kind and graceful young man, admired and loved by every woman in the village. Seeking a simple and ordinary life, Prince Jade sought adventures in the vast agricultural lands surrounding the village. One day, while climbing onto one of the storage barns on the farm, Prince Jade suffered a tragic accident. He misstepped and fell from a height, breaking his neck. Losing consciousness, the prince teetered on the brink of death. News of the prince's accident spread rapidly throughout the village, plunging the entire community into deep despair. King Ad, filled with worry and helplessness, summoned all the powerful healers in the country to save his beloved son. However, despite all efforts, Prince Jade remained in a deep coma, leaving the king's heart in great agony. Jade was his only son and the guarantee of the kingdom's future. Fearing the throne would pass to another, King Ad joined the villagers in praying for his son's recovery. The villagers, hopeful for a miracle, prayed and made sacrifices. 7 long days later, a glimmer of hope emerged as a healer arrived at the palace, claiming that God had revealed to him a young lady. In the village, there was a woman claiming to be pregnant with Prince Jade's child, but her identity was unknown. King Ad rejoiced at the idea of an unborn grandchild who could inherit the throne if something happened to his son. He believed that finding this woman as soon as possible was crucial to secure the future of the kingdom. News of the unborn prince spread rapidly, and soon almost all the women in the village came to the palace claiming to bear Prince Jade's child. In the village lived a beautiful young woman named Sart, who had been in a secret relationship with Prince Jade for a long time. Their love had been hidden from the curious eyes of the village just days before the prince's accident. Sart had learned of her pregnancy with Prince Jade's child and had planned to tell him before his tragic accident. However, she feared that no one would believe her. One day, while helping her mother in the garden, Sart's closest friend, Rock, came running and told her about the gathering of all the women at the palace. They were all claiming to be pregnant with Prince Jade's child. Sart was shocked and worried upon hearing this. She confided in Rock about her pregnancy. Filled with jealousy and a desire to become queen, Rock underestimated the situation. She thought to herself, if all these women claim to be pregnant with the prince's child, and the prince cannot speak for himself right now, then we shall play along with this game. Rock escorted Sart to the palace and mingled with the other women. The king asked why so many women had gathered, stating that only one woman was carrying the prince's child. So why were they all here? Each woman claiming pregnancy insisted that due to the confusion caused by the accident, Prince Jade had impregnated them all. A wise advisor decided to subject the women to a series of tests to determine the truth behind their claims. Throughout the week, there was a buzz of activity in Village AB, hearts beating with excitement and men keeping busy. Women who had previously been pregnant took action to arrange someone to sleep with them and potentially impregnate them. Rock was determined to beat everyone. Unaware of her friend's deceit, she stayed away from fraud. On the 7th day, all pregnant women gathered at the palace. The renowned midwife from the village of Iabo was called upon to confirm their pregnancies, surprising everyone as all the ladies indeed confirmed their pregnancies. A new test was announced, a seed planting test. Each woman was asked to plant a special seed, symbolizing life growing within them in Prince Jade's garden. A ritual had been conducted in the village's sacred land, ensuring that only the woman carrying the prince's child would survive. As the days passed, the child would belong to the tallest plant. All the plants began to grow, but the fake plant, consumed by jealousy and desperation, stood out as the tallest and most vibrant. Unable to bear the thought of her successful scheme being discovered, she sneaked in during the dead of night. Finding Prince Jade asleep in the garden, she ruthlessly killed all the plants, hoping to sabotage their chances the next day. The entire village gathered in the garden to witness the horrifying revelation of the test results. However, all the plants had withered, destroyed by the actions of T. It was announced that the events would undergo one final test, a test that would not only determine the mother of the unborn prince, but also have the power to heal the prince himself. The water brought to the forest by the true mother of the prince's child would possess the healing power. Additionally, she would become the village's princess and the future queen. However, those who failed the test would serve as slaves to the queen for the rest of their lives. The women who lived with the consequences of their lies and deceit were forgiven upon confessing to their falsehoods, admitting that they had been impregnated by other men in the village. However, they lived the rest of their lives in shame. Unable to bear the thought of becoming queen, Ron devised a plan that would risk everything. She was heavily pregnant when she, along with F and R, embarked on a journey to obtain the water of life from the magical river, where they had become best friends. As bitter rivals vying for the title of the country's future queen, they decided to rest from their journey of deception on the way back. Seizing the opportunity, Ron switched the water-filled vessel she had acquired with fake water, believing herself to be truly pregnant. According to Rock, the PR child of public relations claimed that by changing the water, she would pass the test and be sure that when they arrived at the palace, F would be her slave. The entire village awaited their return, their hopes hanging by a thread. However, filled with false confidence, Ron entered the balance. She first offered her water to the prince, but was horrified to find that nothing happened. Confused and desperate, she wondered why the water she had changed did not work. She did not know that R had changed her water. It was the sincerity and love in her heart that miraculously gave the water its power. The prince returned to life, his eyes opening with a tremor. It was not about the water, but about the person who gave it. The sincere bond between F and the prince had brought him back from the brink of death. The entire village erupted in rebellion. The poor girl, who had never deemed herself worthy of the prince, gave birth to a healthy baby boy months later, amidst the joy and celebration of being crowned princess and future queen. One day, Tiar, the young prince who would inherit the throne, became the real prince. They were married and lived happily ever after, ruling their kingdoms with love and compassion. According to Ron, her deity and jealousy had healed her very well. She spent the rest of her life waiting for him as a slave. Yes, dear viewers, we've reached the end of this incredible story. This epic adventure, filled with legends, has brought us many important lessons and emotional moments. The power of betrayal, love, and hope has fueled this journey, leading us to deep reflections. Remember, true strength lies in love and loyalty. Thank you for the time we've spent together. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos and continue supporting us. Until next time.